The other one here, April 25th, 2024, I made a sort of a makeshift pull-up bar yesterday, and I was kind of proud of myself when I did it, or 2 days ago. Sort of patterned after the German startup that is quote unquote called pull-up and dip, interestingly enough, but it's basically like a tree mount pull-up bar that you can kind of lash with a lashing strap to a tree, a vertical tree, so you don't have two trees with a bar, lashed across, which is sort of the traditional way that I've always, making, makeshift pull-up bars in a variety of different places in my work and life and travel have always done, or I've got like a freestanding one, or like doing pull-ups off of chin-ups off of like a building, or like the rafters of a something, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So they have a great design. It's an innovative design. But I was trying to without spending $300 or whatever it is on Amazon or buy it from them, because I guess again they're based in Europe, but they've got a shipping location out of Salt Lake City, Utah somewhere, and I was like, logistically looking at that and like the price market. So it's like, and at first I tried to build something horizontally, kind of just like a, with parts like brackets from a ballet bar, people, ballet dancers, a dancing bar, using those brackets because you slide the ballet pole, which is a 1.5-inch diameter wooden dowel through there, and that didn't work so good. So then I, looked at their model. And I took like a piece of a 2x6 from a scrap lumber yard, vertically put it with a little piece of wood screw in the top. It's sort of a lip, and then with those lag bolts, lag screws, put the two brackets on the bottom of that, about 20, I don't know, 20 inches ish, long vertical piece of a 2x6, and a little scrap piece in the top, and the two brackets on the bottom of the 2x6, and then just threw a strap up around a tree, put it up there on the lip, and then put a couple extra, random little straps, lightweight straps, like the one in the back and behind me, they're the orange one. And I didn't have a big ratchet strap. I wanted to get one, but I was like, I'm not going to spend the money on that. So I've only done this once. Hooked this thing up once, and put several of them on there, and it held actually pretty good. And then slid the pool through there, slid a couple different ones through there to test it, and it held pretty good. Obviously would like to get a little higher. I think probably not as good as the one that they manufactured and made, but it shows that someone with a little bit of self-reliance and a little bit of go and desire to go do it can just make one of those in their own backyard. They can make use, camping and traveling, where there isn't a gym accessible or a pull-up bar accessible. So looking at pull-up and dip on the internet, on tree-mounted bar, I got 5 cheap ratchet straps, 2x6, a couple brackets from a belay bar. This is a 1.5-inch diameter, and a little piece of board on the top to kind of. So looking at pull-up and dip on the internet, on tree-mounted bar, I got 5 cheap ratchet straps, 2x6, a couple brackets from a belay bar. This is a 1.5-inch diameter, and a little piece of board on the top to kind of. So looking at pull-up and dip on the internet, on tree-mounted bar, I got 5 cheap ratchet straps, 2x6, a couple brackets from a belay bar. This is a 1.5-inch diameter, and a little piece of board on the top to kind of. So looking at pull-up and dip on the internet, on tree-mounted bar, I got 5 cheap ratchet straps, 2x6, a couple brackets from a belay bar. This is a 1.5-inch diameter, and a little piece of board on the top to kind of. Discussing that pull up and dip, the do it yourself build like bait on it, and just the thing that I tend to use the most, and it's all in light of COVID. Before COVID, it's pretty. I do a lot of park workouts, different phases in my life, but using just a bar or just when I was younger, though, I had like a schedule 40 piece of pipe, just a couple pieces of rope hung through something over the top. And that was like, I was looking back at my life, that was like the, so it's not like a fixed thing; it would move. It was just hanging by the rope. That was like I was probably the most fit at that point in my life. And another point, I might just had like a bent steel bar, like in this little makeshift, blue tarp thing, just across there, and also go to playgrounds and different things, but like. Uh, you know what I mean, in terms of like a pull-up bar. So like I don't think the one that I made yesterday, I use it on the tree. I would have to use it some more, but it's not. I don't think it would be my first choice. You know, and obviously I don't have the one that they made. Like the freestanding, I've got a freestanding bar which like folds out. You know, just like so it's like a completely standalone thing. You know, actually, and I've had that since after COVID. I was given that by someone, and you know, an Asian guy, you know, who was working with the company that made it. He gave it to me because it was damaged. It was a damaged product due to shipping, and they couldn't sell it. So, but I was able to go to Home Depot and get some extra bullets and kind of like bend the middle a little bit. It's been so good for years for me, and honestly, it's something that even if you're in the desert, there's no trees and there's no gym, there's no nothing, or in the snow country, and you can't walk through a 5 foot snowdrift and get to a place, or just in a variety of places. That's something that I'm always able to use. You know what I mean? To get some sets in, to do some circuit training, some calisthenics, some pull-ups, some push-ups, and sit-ups and stuff like that. Not something like you do, not like a squat rack. It's not a complete solution, but it certainly it was my first. It's my first choice because I always look at like doing some brainstorming, looking at different wall-mounted pull-up bars, and getting some other stuff and trying to sort of retrofit it, or just like look if I was going to start a company, or just like make something that would book me like for space and it's like stuff. I just don't want to have that much stuff. That's the one that I kind of have with me. It is the one that I go to if I can't get to a gym, if I can't get to a park with pull-up bars or like a playground or something like that. I can always use that one regardless of what's going on, if I have access to it with a car. So if you don't have access, you just need something like a backpack. Pull up and dip makes a great product, or the do-it-yourself one that I did would work in that aspect. Such